is the Niners defense better than last season? I mean, Javon Hargrave, Drake Jackson. What do you think? Steve Wilkes?
I guess I'm going to say yes, man. The interior pass rush to me is the difference, right? They didn't have it last year. This year they have it, and I think that makes all the difference because if you get pressure on the inside, quarterbacks can't get comfortable in the pocket. That's going to open things up for Drake Jackson and Nick Bosa, and that just creates problems for everybody else. Yeah, I think they are, man. I think they are better than they were last year.
Yeah, I think it's possible. We're talking about the number one defense in the league last year, but they just gave up 7 points. I think Steelers' offense is terrible. But you mentioned, I mean, the pass rush is so much better than last year that you can't deny that. They did lose Jimmy Ward, and I think that's a big one because other than Travarius Ward, their corners are super suspect. Like Lenore competes, but he had 2 bad penalties yesterday. And Ambry Thomas, I don't think you can play him. Isaiah Oliver, I think good teams can exploit him. But again, maybe the Niners pass rush is just so good that like 9 out of 10 teams can't even get to that part of the field. So we'll see.
The pass rush definitely helps with the corners, but I like Charvarius Ward. Lenore, even though he had 2 penalties, he led the team in tackles yesterday. He had 10 total tackles, 8 solo. So maybe if he just cleans up those penalties, he'll be fine. And Ambry Thomas, even though his first year was encouraging, his second year was not. But in training camp, preseason, Ambry Thomas looked pretty good, and I don't even really remember his name being called yesterday. We'll find out more when they face teams with, more talent at the receiver position. But like you said, if the pass rush is improved and it feels like it is, then that's going to help those guys out a lot. And Wilkes is a DB specialist, and the 49ers got 2 interceptions yesterday. So I think overall the 49ers defense is better, man. I'm encouraged by it. Now, that doesn't mean statistically that they're going to show up as good as they did last year. Cowboys defense is elite. They might come for that number 1 spot too. But I think they could be better and have less numbers statistically. Look worse statistically, but be better overall because of the teams they're playing. So yeah, but I'm encouraged by the 49ers defense for sure. I think the offense and defense is better.
Yeah. I think it's possible the defense is even better than last season. And if that's the case, wow. But I do think they got some questions in the defensive backfield. And if they go against a team with a really good offensive line and multiple good receivers, I don't know how many teams like that exist in the league. Yeah. But we'll see if the Niners defense can get exploited. Because, like, man,
what team does?
I don't trust Ambry Thomas at all. I don't trust Isaiah Oliver at all. I don't know who that number 3 corner is going to be. It's got to be like Samuel Womack or someone else who's going to step up because I don't know, man. But I mean, like, if your only weakness is your number 3 corner, how many teams are really going to get there?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. I mean, I miss Jimmy Ward too, but like Lenore, I think he's going to be okay if he cleans up the penalties. But how many teams exist like the one you brought up? Who good line, good receivers? Is that the Eagles?
Philly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, which is a little scary.
Maybe Dallas. But I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? Like, yeah, the Niners are better than most of these teams on their schedule, but are they going to beat Dallas and Philly in the playoffs? Like, and it might be both of them you got to beat. And last year the answer was no. So we'll see.
Yeah,
and then another team after that.
And the main part of that was the trenches. Now they improved at the D line, but on the O line, we'll talk about that.